Chapter 18, The Largest Heist in History, the Iron Grip on Fort Knox. The preceding chapters established a documented, decades-long pattern in American history. Executive actions directly enabled criminal networks to commit staggering crimes. From the cocaine epidemics under Reagan, to the sex trafficking under Clinton, to the wars in the Middle East under Bush and Obama, these actions, viewed through the lens of the Iron Grip Playbook, are not political failures. They are calculated, systematic exploitations of the state apparatus for private criminal gain. Today, we establish the direct precedent for the greatest financial theft in human history. Look at the Great Heroin Heist of the 1970s. In 1972, an audit of the supposedly secure New York police evidence locker revealed that nearly 400 pounds of pure heroin, worth nearly $500 million today, was missing, replaced with simple flour. The impenetrable fortress was corrupted to replace high-value evidence with worthless filler. Now, consider an even more chilling parallel. The confirmed disappearance of President John F. Kennedy's brain from the National Archives. The most critical physical evidence related to the most consequential political assassination in modern history was simply stolen from the ultimate repository of protected state secrets. If an organized criminal network can penetrate the highest levels of the U.S. government to steal the definitive evidence of a presidential murder, the subsequent theft of gold from the Treasury's impenetrable Fort Knox becomes not just plausible, but a logical extension of the same Substitution Heist playbook. The theft of the brain and the theft of the heroin both served the same core purpose: to destroy the physical evidence of a high-level crime and replace it with official silence and obfuscation. The logic dictates that the same group, operating at the highest levels of institutional control, would target the greatest stash of wealth in human history, the United States Bullion Depository at Fort Knox. Phase 1. Compromise and Control. The Enclave's first move was to centralize the nation's private wealth. This began with Executive Order 6102 in 1933, which forced citizens to surrender their private gold holdings to the Federal Reserve. This was the ultimate act of control, removing financial autonomy from the populace. The subsequent Gold Reserve Act of 1934 instantly revalued gold, creating a massive paper profit cushion for the U.S. government, a cushion that served to mask the initial phases of the ultimate theft. The gold was concentrated, and its value was manipulated, setting the stage for exploitation. The U.S. Bullion Depository, completed in 1936, became Fort Knox, a fortress designed not to keep criminals out, but to manufacture the illusion of impenetrable security to keep the public and accountability out. This policy of absolute secrecy served the Obfuscate and Obstruct tactics flawlessly, ensuring perfect cover for the operation. The Trojan horse, the Opium pipeline. The Lucky Enclave did not require a single, massive security breach. They required sustained, unhindered access to the vault over decades. The perfect cover for this access was provided by the strategic opium stockpile. The Enclave's physical access to Fort Knox was secured not through the main gold vault, but through the back door of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, FBN, a Treasury Department agency corrupted by the syndicate's political fixer, Frank Costello. At the insistence of FBN head Harry J. Anslinger, the U.S. government purchased and stored a massive strategic reserve of raw opium and morphine sulfate, the raw materials for heroin, at the highly secure bullion depository. By 1940, this stock reached approximately 300 tons. The FBN was the agency in charge of auditing and accessing this stock. This program created a legitimate, ongoing pipeline of access for corrupt FBN personnel and mob associates. It effectively turned Fort Knox into the narcotics warehouse for the National Crime Syndicate. The Substitution Heist. The theft of the gold and the theft of the opium were two phases of the same operation, using the same corrupted access. The mob's genius was not a smash and grab. It was the substitution heist. Using the ongoing, legitimate access provided by compromised FBN and Treasury officials, the actual gold bullion was systematically removed in small batches over years. The gold was removed, laundered, and monetized by the Enclave's international banking network. The weight was maintained by replacing the gold with tungsten bars, a metal virtually identical to gold in density, and plated with a thin coat of real gold. The inventory weight remained correct, satisfying superficial audits. Concurrently, the compromised agents removed the raw opium stockpile and delivered it to the mob. Inventory records were falsified, claiming the stock was consumed or refined for medical needs. This ensured Lucky Luciano's continuous, secure supply line, funding the largest drug enterprise in world history. The presence of the opium provided the access. The substitution provided the time. The Enclave turned a national security initiative into the Trojan horse that dismantled the financial security of the United States. The missing evidence. The proof of the heist lies in the pattern of audit denial, which follows the playbook's tactic of obfuscate and obstruct once the crime is complete. In 1971, President Nixon took the U.S. off the gold standard. The price of gold skyrocketed, providing immense new profits to those who held the asset. Simultaneously, the Treasury launched the Continuing Audit Program. While the Treasury claims 97% of the gold was verified, 7 crucial audit reports spanning the years 1975, 76, 78, 79, and 81 through 84 are mysteriously inaccessible or lost. These years correspond precisely to when the verification was taking place. The conclusion is unavoidable. These reports were deliberately purged because they documented the logistics of the largest heist in history. And the final smoking gun? It was offered to the public in the much publicized 1974 showing of Fort Knox, designed to silence critics. During that event, the gold bars they were waiting for the cameras weighed only 22 pounds instead of the expected and official 27.5 pounds. This is a powerful indicator of the substitution heist we have detailed. The lighter, gold-plated tungsten bars were already in place. The gold is gone, replaced by heavy metal. The money is funding the Enclave's corporate coup. We must demand an immediate, comprehensive, and independent audit of Fort Knox and the Treasury. We need to make an honest accounting of all the money for the first time. Once the vaults are shown to be empty, we can piece together the rest of this story and determine what must be done.